Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's TAG97 again. Hope all you're doing very well today. We're going over the RUGER 1022 carbine. And of course, if you're not aware, I do have an Instagram. Just go down to the description down below. Find the links. Find the link that says TAG97. Click that one. Go straight to my Instagram. Once you go to my Instagram, hit that follow button. And you get anything that's exclusively happening only on Instagram that you never get to see on the YouTube channel. And any other updates that you may get on there as well. I want to thank my viewers, subscribers, and of course my Patreon donors. Without your guys' love and support, this channel will never be big as it is today and to date. I cannot say thank you enough, so I love you all and appreciate the support you always do for me. Really, I do. Also want to thank the lender of today's firearm, Logan. Yet again, thank you, brother, for helping the channel as always, and let's get started. Okay, so before we get started, I need to say a quick disclaimer. Now, there are different models and different versions of the RUGER 1022. This one happens to be the carbine with that walnut wood finish for furniture and a clear stain barrel. We also use the NC Star Vism 4x scope, which is pretty decent for what we were doing in the video. So let's get started with those specifications or educational part of the video. So the overall length of this firearm is going to be leaving you at 37 inches overall length. The barrel length of this firearm, there are different options, but for this one, it's going to be leaving you at 18.5, and that twist rate is 1 in 16 twists, and we'll get in a little bit more detail with that further in the video. Okay, so let's get into the interesting part of the video. Let's talk about the magazine that comes with this firearm, the ammo used in today's video, and the best recommended grain to be using with most 22 long rifles, especially with a 1 in 16 twist rate. Now, because we're talking about that, I'm going to put the firearm to the side, and yes, obviously it's cleared. So you only get one 10+1 box magazine. Now, there are other options out there which you can buy aftermarket that have a higher capacity. I would recommend that for sure, but if you're just doing basic shooting at the range or just like squirrel hunting or something, this is fine. You don't really need anything high capacity. And the ammo used in today's video, and I'll show you a picture real quick. It's Federal, yet again, 22 long rifle, 36 grain, 525 rounds. Very recommended by me for sure, especially with using this type of rifle that we did in today's video. So the best recommended grain from experts and me out there is going to be between 36, 38, and 40 grain while using a 22 long rifle with the barrel twist rate being 1 in 16. So I would choose those options if you have that option. Alrighty, so let's go over my favorite part of the video, the trigger poundage test. So with that being said, I'm going to let you know that the firearm is clear by there's nothing inside the magazine housing, and obviously there's nothing inside the chamber. So that being said, I'm going to put this firearm on fire, and I'm going to take out my trigger poundage test tool, and I'm going to show you to clarify that it is zeroed and no trickery is going on right here. Now, it does say that it's roughly 6 pounds on a couple websites that I read from other people saying the same thing about the trigger poundage test. And I believe it's roughly a 5.5, but we're going to find out regardless. So I'm going to start slightly pulling on it. And once I hear that distinct click, which I should be hearing anytime. Okay, so that one I got 5.5, like I said, which I'm kind of shocked I got that right on the money. I'm going to do it one more time just to clarify that it's not just me. I'll see the firearm is cleared. I'm going to zero this, which I just did right now, and I'm going to test that out again. Once I hear that distinct click, I'm going to look at what it is. That time I got 5. So roughly between 5 to 5.5 this firearm is. Now keep in mind this is old and used, so it could be worn in a little bit. But other than that, it should be the same across the board for most RUGER 1022s. And keep in mind, this is an estimation tool. It's not going to give you exact measurement every time, but it should give you a rough estimation on where it is in reality. Okay, so let's talk about the weight of the firearm and the MSRP or retail price of this firearm. So with that being said, I will say that there are different models of the RUGER 1022. So the weight will always vary, but the one in my hand is going to be leaving you at 5 pounds or conversion ounces 80. So it's not that heavy. I think it's a good weight to a firearm, especially 22. If your child is shooting this, it should have no recoil because most of that weight it should be weighing it down and keeping it down range instead of having a fly over place like I've seen some other 22 rifles and kids shooting those. I'm not going to say the name of the brand, but anyway, so the MSRP is kind of iffy with this. So there's different finishes, different models, different frames, different barrels that I've seen of the 10/22 Rugers. So I have to say that it's going to really depend on which one you're going to get, but this one can leave you at $309 all the way up to roughly $400. And keep in mind, you still got to pay tax and shipping if you're going to an FFL. So you have to pick your battles on this. It really depends on how bad you want this 22 because it's a little pricey in my opinion. 22 shouldn't be cost that much. Yes, it is very accurate and it gets the job done. It's very well made too, and of course Ruger is a reliable company as always. But it's going to be up to you at the end of the day if you want to spend that kind of money for a 22 rifle. Okay, so since I am done talking about the specifications or educational part of the video, let's get into how I personally feel overall about the firearm. Now, I always go over the positive and negativity of every firearm review I do or products that are on this channel. Understand that I like to go over the negative stuff first because I like to get out of the way, but understand when I talk about the negative stuff, these are my own personal opinions. They're not trying to bash the company over it. I'm not trying to say the firearm or product is bad. It's just how I personally feel, and everyone has their own opinion. So with that being said, let's get started into it. So number one, I do not like the trigger. I'm not a big fan of it. For the amount of money that you're spending on this firearm, I wish that you would get a smoother trigger. Now people were like saying, oh, you know, it's not that bad of a trigger. It's a little rough in my opinion. I wish it was like a more of a kind of sleek little curved trigger, and also hopefully it'd be made out of metal instead of like some plastic polymer stuff. Other than that, that's really about it, except for the magazine. Again, like I said earlier in the video, I do not like that they only give you one. It gets the job done. It is what it is. Personally, I would rather have more, or at least a bigger capacity instead of just one magazine. That's a box magazine at that. So other than that, it is what it is. It's only so much we can do with it as the modifications for this specific firearm. And also the fact that it just costs a little bit more than you think it would for a 22. So negative wise, that's really about it. Now let's get into what I really love and adore about it. So number one, right off the bat, it looks pretty. I really like the wood finish furniture that's on here. It catches your eye. Very accurate, reliable for sure. I love the sights on here, especially with the gold bead that's in the front. Very nice rails that this comes with. It can adapt almost to any optic, almost. And it's just very, very nice design for sure. Very sturdy. You can feel this is very well made. Good magazine release, so it's easy to pop in that magazine for sure. Holds it in very well, not very much play at all, especially with the upper and lower. Other than that, I have no other complaints or anything else to say. It's a nice 22, it really is. And it is recommended by me for sure. Okay, so the moment you're waiting for the shooting compilation. Now, if you did skip to this part, I always recommend you go back to one of the specifications. If not, no worries. Just make sure you do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because that's always highly appreciated. I love getting a notification on my phone that pops up saying that I got a new subscriber. It really makes me smile, and I can never thank you guys enough, seriously. I love you all so much, and I can never thank you enough. Now, I will say before you see that video, you need to understand that this is a 22 basic rifle. It's nothing fancy. It's not super tactical. And I did the best I could, and especially to keep you entertained and show you the capabilities that this firearm can do. But other than that, it's just a basic 22 rifle. It's not meant to do some of the things I was doing with it, but it still held up. Alright, so enough of that being said, let's get into what you're really waiting for, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So as you see, the Ruger 1022 carbine is definitely an awesome 22 for sure. I love shooting it. It was definitely fun for sure. And keep in mind, I obviously know that there's only so much I can do because it's a 22 rifle, basic design as that too. Overall, highly recommended and definitely TAG97 approved. What a beautiful finish on this. I love how accurate, very well made this firearm is. Just everything overall with this 22 rifle. It's very well made, so you're definitely getting your money's worth. I want to show you a picture quick of the accuracy. So at 20 yards, it took 5 rounds to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, I was standing not on a balanced platform or having it on a bipod of any sort. But it is a rifle, so it should decently be accurate at distance for sure, but I was just trying to show you the groupings to the best of my ability. Other than that, I got nothing more to say. If you did like and enjoy watching this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because that's always highly appreciated. I got nothing more for y'all. I love y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy. I catch you next time, and thank you so much for watching.